Hello, let's go for an introduction here. I am Vic Thrume. That is Vic, not Vic. That is a nom de plume, but we're going to use it for now. This is my introductory video just because I want to get off my ass and start this channel. So here goes video number one. Setting this video up to document the process of trying to train and get my life in order to do the Pacific Coast Trail hike in 2026. I have a very good friend who is much more organized and has been planning to do this for years when he retired. And somehow or another, I've decided to piggyback with him and try to do it as well. So I'm setting up this channel to start showing how I'm going to prep for it, how I'm going to train for it, how I'm going to learn about it, because I really know nothing about through hiking. Pardon me. I obviously know nothing about making videos either. But also I know there are often chances for, quote unquote sponsorships and magic and all that. And I'm not seeking that, but I am going to try to convert my prior, what was I? I was a mega consumer, I would say. I have multiple lifetimes that I've lived in multiple households and possessions from said lifetimes. And I'm trying to sell about everything I own except for maybe a couple of my cars and minimize, go much smaller, and take that money and apply it towards paying off all my debt and therefore being free to hike the PCT in 2026. I actually am going to a checkup of sorts, a health checkup of sorts tomorrow morning that may help to determine a little bit more about this. I had a little episode in July of 2022, which is basically about 23 months ago, almost 2 years ago. Had a thing called an aortic dissection. I didn't have the bad kind, as I like to say. For those people that know what it is, they're often surprised that my situation is not worse and that I'm not in worse shape. So I always say I had the good kind of aortic dissection. But one of the things they are very concerned about as I continue in life is blood pressure. I know from certain levels of research that going to elevation increases your blood pressure, and obviously there are some high elevations on the PCT. So I actually have sped up a checkup I was supposed to have on, it's a CT scan basically on my aorta that I was supposed to have in September, and to facilitate a couple of things, I moved it up. I'm going tomorrow morning, early in the morning, to get my entire aorta CT scanned, quote unquote, kind of general checkup, and they always ask if I have any questions at that point, and so far I'm generally cleared for about any kind of physical activity aside from heavy lifting and power lifting. It's one of those situations where they started off telling me never to lift more than 20 pounds again all the rest of my life, and I kind of told them I thought that was ridiculous, and because I was in pretty good shape at the time, and I am a larger than average, large-framed male anyway, they kind of kept hemming and hawing and working with me, and then they said, okay, I could probably get away with 25 pounds, and then 30 pounds, and then 40 pounds, and there's a granddaddy long leg crawling all over me. So finally we got to the point where I think they kind of leveled off at 40 pounds, but basically said if I never have to do the thing where you kind of stop, stand still, really brace yourself, inhale deeply, and stabilize your frame with that, which is called the Valsalva maneuver, then I'm pretty much free to do about anything I want. So I've kind of ridden that permission to do a lot of things that a lot of other aortic dissection survivors don't try to do. I also recently had some genetic testing done to see if I have some of the tendencies that mean that this could be a prolonged problem throughout my life. I know a lot of people from some of the support groups online and stuff that pretty much their whole life after they have their first dissection, they continue to just have different vessels kind of starting to try to separate on them throughout their life. And I seem to have none of the conditions that lead to that. Unfortunately, I've been living a very high stress lifestyle for the last couple of years. When I had my dissection, I was coming home to help take care of my mother, who had recently kind of done a cliff dive with Alzheimer's, and I was the person in the family that had the mellowest, most casual lifestyle, and therefore I could kind of give up my life and move home to try to keep an eye on things. Some family dynamics have changed. My financial situation has changed drastically because of this, and I really kind of can't afford to keep doing this, which is the other reason I'm trying to sell all my life and minimize everything. But that high stress of being the main caretaker for my mother while dealing with some of these family situations did not do my blood pressure any good. So they say high blood pressure is the thing that will cause me the most problems. It can cause my dissections to continue to separate the walls of my vessels. So anyway, I was supposed to get a CT scan tomorrow. I was supposed to get it in September. After I did my first one or two after the surgery, they said everything looked so great that I could stop getting checked every 6 months and could go to a schedule of getting checked once a year. And then I went a whole year, and then after my last appointment, they said everything looked great initially, and then about 3 weeks later, they called back and said that the head surgeon in charge of my condition had looked at my CT scans and thought things had actually progressed a little bit, and that I therefore needed to start coming in every 6 months again. So I apparently had started off looking gangbusters, and then something had gone poorly. So I moved that CT scan up so that I can go see them tomorrow, partially because I'm leaving my job and I'm not sure what my insurance situation will be in the near future, and partially because I'm starting to seriously train for this PCT hike, but I want to make sure that they're going to be cool with me at the very minimum probably hiking over 11,000 feet a couple times, and possibly me trying to summit Mount Whitney at 15,000 feet. Just want to make sure they don't see any inherent danger in that before I start planning too heavily and counting on this too heavily, and then find out that doing so would kind of be a death wish. So that's kind of the general outline of what I'm doing, what I'm starting off with, and where I'm going with this. And I know that obviously I don't have a great studio. This is a house I'm moving out of, along with giving up my job and moving up to Michigan to sell off all my stuff and all of that. I've been living in this old fixer-upper farmhouse that I'm vacating, so quite honestly, it all looks much worse than probably what you're seeing behind me. But anyway, that's a rundown. That's me. I am currently 59. Just turned 59 in April. By the time I start this hike, I will probably be 60, possibly 61, depending upon if we get our hiking certificates or permits, I guess, and when we're supposed to leave on the trip and get started. But that's that. So yeah, old curmudgeon, 61 years old, single, so I don't have to ask anybody's permission to go on this trip. I've got one wonderful dog, that's Buck right there, who is a big, about 120-pound kind of pit mix, and he's about 12 years old and slowing down, and horrible as it is to say, I don't think he'll still be with me in 2 years. If so, I'll have to find some lucky people to take care of him for me while I'm on the road. So anyway, that's the general introduction, kind of just trying to get my channel started, and we'll go from here in the future, and I'll start making better videos. But kind of wanted to do the get off your ass and do it thing, because I've been thinking about it. So hopefully I will start giving you more information about A, what my doctors say, B, what my friend who I'm planning to do this with adds to the program, and C, where you can buy some of my stuff to help me minimalize and get myself set up financially for the PCT hike of 2026. So again, this is the Vic Hike 26 channel, and I apologize again for how poor this particular video is going to be, and I thank you very much, and we'll improve them in the future. Thanks for watching. Take care. Oh, the date by today, by the way, is Sunday, June 30th, 2024 right now. And these damn, this granddaddy longlegs trying to eat me alive tonight for some reason. All right, have a great night. Goodbye.